Today, as we navigate through the neighborhoods, hidden gems and the vibrant communities actually make up the south end of the city. Buckle up, grab your compass, or let's be real, your smartphone, and join me on an enlightening journey through the Ottawa South area. But before we get into it, show reel, hit it. Hey everyone, this is Peter 2 and living in Ottawa. This is your first time channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, sleep, play, and live in Ottawa. Make sure to tap that subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified each and every time we do a brand new video. We actually got a lot of people reaching out to us who are looking to relocate to Ottawa, and we absolutely love helping them on their journey. So if you're thinking about making a move and you have questions about the market, feel free to reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, because we got your back. We're moving to Ottawa. And without further ado, let's dive into the exploring this section of the city. So here we are at a computer, and we're actually going to cover the whole south end of Ottawa, and we'll do this little map tour so we can actually walk through and understand the layout of the neighborhood as well as the layout of the whole city. You can actually see the expansive area of the city of Ottawa. It's a massive area here, and what we want to do is we want to kind of drill down and look at this lower part of the south end of the city. So if we were to draw it out here, we kind of want to understand how this part of the city is laid out, because there is quite a lot going on in here. And I want you to understand as we focus on this area, you know, there's a few different neighborhoods and layouts that we want to go through. So let's kind of go into this area and let's understand exactly what we're looking at. As we go into the, just find the right tool here. Let's take that last one off. Here is the Hunt Club extension, and the Hunt Club extension actually runs from 416, and then it takes this kind of little turn here, and then it comes back down over here. My line is not working. Here we go, right here, and then from here, and then from over here. And so over here in the 416 off-ramp, Hunt Club runs through the south end of the city across Nepean, which was, just in the Nepean area where I grew up, in Borden Farm area, off of Maryville Road here. And then it cuts back down. There's an industrial park here, and it comes along the airport here, which we have on this portion, the airport. And then the Hunt Club extension runs back out to the Highway 417, known as the Queensway. And this idea was really just to kind of understand that, take off the traffic off of the main Queensway, which is a 417. So if we zoom back out, we actually have here the 417 running from all the way out in Canada to downtown, and then it splits. It goes 174 this way, and it has the 417 running on this way. And so this 417 here goes all the way out to Montreal. This goes out and beyond, past Orleans, out to Rockland. Let's clear that up. And then we see that the actual Hunt Club is to kind of alleviate that traffic there. But Hunt Club itself has a lot of different things going on. And we have the south end of Craig Henry, Arlington Woods, Tanglewood running along here. And then we have Country Place and a Grenfell Glen in here is Grenfell Glen, beautiful mid-century homes. Over here we have Maryville Gardens, right in the back of the Nepean Sportsplex. We have Country Place here. So this was typical of that area. We have 1970s, 80s architecture here. So you find some beautiful homes, need some updating. Maryville Gardens is absolutely beautiful because it has these larger lots with septic and water well, if you're okay with that. But the beautiful thing about the Maryville Arena area, the Nepean Sportsplex area, I should say, is it has this massive nature trail in behind it. So people can actually enjoy this Maryville Gardens area and then be in the nature trail area. You have Grenfell Glen here, Pine Glen, which is beautiful, and then down in the Country Place. And the Hunt Club extension keeps running down, and here we are. We have the airport here. And then what we also have is Blossom Park and these neighboring neighborhoods. Now, Hunt Club itself is very interesting because it does have a lot of different neighborhoods as you run through it. We have in here the Hunt Club East Western Community, which is kind of the Hunt Club Ottawa Airport area. This area here used to be Elizabeth Park, used to be military area for housing development, and then Windsor Park area, and we have MacArthur area. So we have some beautiful homes here along the Hunt Club golf course. Let me just zoom out so you can get some perspective. We have the golf course here, and then in and around that we have these beautiful detached homes, but we also have this very interesting mix of some co-op housing and some townhomes that are in the area too. And so if we zoom into this area, we have this kind of a mix coming in through here in MacArthur area as well. A lot of connected nature trails in behind here as well, so that shows quite well in terms of having access to nature trails along the trails back here. And as we come across here, we come up to this sectioning divide here of Hunt Club. We have Hunt Club where we have the 79 Airport Parkway. This is the main airport parkway that eventually becomes Bronson Avenue as it runs into the city. And as it connects and disconnects the Hunt Club area from these detached homes, we get into South Keys area, which is this area here. And this is a large shopping complex area, very busy as Bank Street comes down here and connects in with the Hunt Club. A lot of car dealerships and some industrial, but mostly retail. And we get more of a 1970s, 60s neighborhood development in this area. And we'll see that into different townhomes. We have these complexes in here. If we kind of open it up and look at, we have these different styles of income properties, rentals, high rent factors. Also, a lot of families have been in the area for a while. We have all the shopping complex here, just along where the transit way is, which is now becoming part of the O train that accesses that area. So we have the detached over here. Coming up over here, we have the South Keys area. And then we have these different mix of smaller townhomes and smaller detached bungalows, typical of the 1960s, 70s architecture. And as we go through Greenboro Park, we start to get larger builds. And as we go further west, you'll actually see where, you know, the area starts to kind of turn into more 1990s and into 2000s architecture. So a different style of brick veneers, larger lots, more detached homes, more focus on parks and schools and urban. You can see the kind of flowing streets and the crescents versus where it was very much more, grid map style street development. And as we get into the more upper end here, now Hunt Club ends up connecting back to the 417 here. So this does become more traffic area. You're going to see more industrial area, certainly right in this complex here. This is a lot of print shops, a lot of different storage facilities and whatnot. This used to be predominantly retail in this area, but it's also becoming more industrialized now because of the quick access to the 417 heading out to Montreal if you were to go east or back, connect up and then go out to the other side of the city of Ottawa using the 417 access point. So that area is a more industrial area, and you'll probably see this extension into this area as this further develops, and probably more industrial, and then eventually you can't do much because you're bumping into the Merblog conservation area here, which is a large wetland area that is protected before we get into the East End. But we're going to cover that in our East End video. Just want you to get a sense of how Hunt Club is really structured at this point. You can see it just coming along here. And that's the dividing line from inside the Greenbelt as we start to move outside the Greenbelt into the more suburban areas. So as we come down here, we do have a few areas we want to touch on. We want to touch on obviously the Barrhaven area, the old and then of course the new Barrhaven area. We have Riverside South here, and then we have Manotick on the island here with the Manotick Estates just to the side of it. So Barrhaven is a large area, and people sometimes mix in Riverside South with Barrhaven, but it is separated by that waterway. And we have Manotick over here with the estates area. Over here we have Greeley, which is often overlooked, but it's a great opportunity for your money to go a little further. And then we have Finley Creek up in this area here. And then we have that airport there. So we have quite a few different metrics of neighborhoods in a very short time frame. When I have people that move in from outside the city, they often ask, hey, Peter, Greeley looks awesome. Finley Creek looks awesome. My only advice there is if you're in a family where someone is you know, traveling quite a bit and you're alone with the kids, and you have a lot of sports programs or events that you're involved with, sometimes these roads back here can be a little tricky in the wintertime because they're single lane. Here, I'll get a bit closer look if we kind of zoom down in onto them. They're basically single lanes. So you have different lanes of traffic coming back and forth, which is fine, but these are big ditches. And, you know, Mitch Owens, the road itself is quite famous for people driving fast. And what happens is you get a lot of transport trucks cutting in and through here. So if you're driving at night and it really is kind of like white knuckle driving, because you want to keep tight, because it does have snow drifts that come over these fields in the wintertime. So that can be a little treacherous driving from time to time. So be careful, make sure you have winter tires, give yourself some time, but it is something just to be cognizant of. If you're in this area, you're not on a major highway being ramped around, or the Hunt Club, or these major arteries that feed the city. You're kind of stuck in this area here, which doesn't have that kind of accessibility. So something to really be considerate of. Barrhaven, of course, when we get into the Barrhaven area, we have a lot of different sections going on here. We have Old Barrhaven West. We have Old Barrhaven East. We have some newer developments taking place in these areas, such as Chapman Mills. Then we get down into Stonebridge down here, and then we have Half Moon Bay down in this section. So these are newer sections. This was the original part of Barrhaven here. Then the west came along, and then we started seeing more development. And Strandherd Road, if we get into here, we can actually see, let's get a more clean view here into the other map if we can. We have actual Strandherd Road here, which is the main connection that separates Old Barrhaven with New Barrhaven. So this is the Barrhaven area here, and it really is, you know, as we come down through here, let's just draw a map around it so you can kind of get a sense of how Barrhaven is laid out. So that is Barrhaven area in here. Old up here, separated by Strandherd, which is your main retail shopping complex, and then into the newer section here. Now, Barrhaven really is expanding. It's constantly expanding south, which is down to this area. And eventually, we see expansion happen over here, where Manotick is eventually joining up with Barrhaven. Once upon a time, Manotick was really just, you know, the island here, and then some of these areas over here. But it's now kind of becoming this nice areas over here with nice larger lots, mansion over here, which are quite nice in the Manotick area. And if we kind of scoot up to understand that layout, this Riverside South is really taken off, because it used to just be a smaller area as it first developed right around the bridge in this kind of section here. I'm not really doing justice with my, I don't know if I can move these or not. No, I can't. So it was really this section here, and then it started to really encompass all of this area. It's expanding here with the new high school, retail section over here, cuts over Earl Armstrong, and this area is all being developed as well. In fact, it's actually being developed all the way down here into this section here as it connects up with Manotick. So this whole area here is starting to get developed as well. So we have Barrhaven, we have Riverside South, we have the Manotick area, then we get into Greeley, and Greeley's a nice spot because it was kind of 80s and 90s build, and it kind of spreads through a few different sections of the area, which are all interconnected by trails. In fact, we did a nice little video on the Greeley area if you want to get more specific on it. Great area, very family friendly, nice spot to raise a family. And if we click out of here, we can see where Finley Creek is just up the road from it. It's a newer development, right? So we have, let me give you some perspective again here. We have the Ottawa Airport. We have the mix of Riverside South, Barrhaven. We have Manotick down here. We have Greeley here, and we have Finley Creek here. Now, Finley Creek is an interesting spot because it was more 90s, 2000s, so a lot newer builds, but tighter lots, more higher intensity. So you're going to see some more, you know, 3-story walk-up apartment style condos, and then you'll see detached and a lot of townhouse development. So kind of a more intense area, but, you know, a little closer to the city versus Greeley, but Greeley's a little more expansive. So you want that space, you want that privacy. Greeley's really going to offer you some opportunities there. You know, Finley Creek was really built around the Leitrim area, and it's interesting because the CFS Leitrim here was the fastest growing Canadian Forces station in the country for quite a while. And so the Finley Creek was really inspired by that development, and you started to see kind of more of an area that was built up because of that. But now a lot of families have moved in the area. And as we continue to look at the whole south end of the city, right down in here, you start to get a little further out, we can start to see that we have, you know, Kemptville in the south here. So if we just kind of zoom in on Kemptville, we have Kemptville there. We have the kind of the eastern townships, which we have some upcoming videos on those, of Russell, Embrum, Castleman. These are eastern townships outside of the city boundaries. It's noteworthy. You can see Kemptville is also outside the boundaries. Carlton Place over here in the west is also outside. Smith Falls, Smith Falls. And then you have Arnprior up here, which is also just outside of the boundaries, and so is Almont. So a few of these have done this to have lower taxes. So that's the opportunity of being outside the city of Ottawa, is that you will have lower property taxes versus being inside the city. But you can see the city boundaries here. Now, there was a discussion about this city boundary maybe expanding. Not too sure where it stands at this point. It is still a massive geographical area as it currently stands. But let's get rid of these markers here, and let's get back into the search here. So we're focused on South Ottawa. So we have Barrhaven, Riverside South, Manotick. We have some smaller communities here of Cars and North Gore, which are nice and small. Some newer builds are taking place in those areas now as people enjoy having that more privacy. And it's not too hard to jump on the 416 to get access to the city. We also have Osgood, which has been around for quite a while. And it's also got some new developments there as well. So that is really the south end of the city. We have this separated of Hunt Club with many different iterations of neighborhoods very close, tightly together. And all these neighborhoods, Arlington Woods, Craig Henry, Tanglewood, you really have to know what you're looking for. Country Place, Maryville Gardens, Grenfell Glen, they all offer different appeals for different types of buyers. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're looking for more value, there's certain areas you want to look at. If you're a family of you know, that you want to have a family-friendly area and access to convenience and shopping, other neighbors are going to be really entailed to you. So really having a big dialogue with your realtor as you're looking in these areas, understanding where there's condominium fees, strata fees, as some people might know them as, but also knowing the safe neighborhoods and the good areas, noise level, what's on a flight path, right? You know, the main flight path runs east to west in Ottawa. So that does incorporate running over Fallowfield Road here, which is the main drag here. Sometimes you have that flight path going this way, and it comes over those neighborhoods. So you want to understand and be cognizant of sound barriers. Sometimes there's sometimes they run maintenance, so they have the flight path go that way for the city of Ottawa as it comes up over the city of Ottawa and goes over the downtown and lands. That is also something to be considerate of when understanding the layout of the city, how Hunt Club Extension works in terms of the high traffic area and everything else. But if you have any questions about the South Ottawa, we'd love to actually walk you through it even more detail when we have our meetings and help our families that relocate to Ottawa. We'll dive into all these different neighborhoods. We know them intimately. I've lived here my entire life, raised my family here, so I know it inside and out. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll see you on the next video. Well, there you have it. Discover all of Ottawa South, Ottawa Neighbourhood Tour. We hope you found it useful in guiding you on your move to Ottawa and offering a glimpse into the diverse and vibrant communities that actually make up this unique area of the city. And if you're thinking about relocating to Ottawa, feel free to reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even wrap it up in a bow and send it first class, because we got your back. We're moving to Ottawa or anywhere across Canada. And each and every week, we're bringing brand new videos just like this one. So make sure to tap that subscribe button, click the bell, so you're notified each and every time we do a brand new video. Till next time, take care.